Alright. Another boring video, maybe. I don't know. If you're into MIG wire, this video for you. I mean, this is some top-notch stuff. I mean, you need to be watching this if you like MIG wire. First off, if you're one of those people that get all crazy when you go to the welding supply store and you don't know a darn thing, don't worry. Most of those people at the welding supply store, you tell them what you're working on. Generally, they can find what filler metal you need, but for the more intermediate people, you might even get one of these. Now, don't be scared when you look at the thickness of these and think, oh yeah, this is all filler metal. Yeah, well, okay, I'm going to tell you right now. Most of what you're going to find in this book, you're not really ever going to need it. Just to let you know, for even general fab. But it's nice to have it. Especially for like the hard facing stuff. If you're into general fab or general repair, it's nice to have the book. But getting back to wire, we have I gotta move that bloody board, Albert. Okay, we've got a selection of welding wire here on the table. We got their classifications on the board. We're going to be talking mild steel wire, flux core wire is part of the mild steel. That's kind of why I grouped it down, but the whole thing is flux core. Some of it spills over to stainless steel. We're going to be talking about aluminum wire and what gases go with them. I get a little bit further in depth in the gas video, so go back and look at that. But generally, this is what you're going to find out there on the job sites. These are from what I've talked to people about, and from what I've seen, this is what you're going to see on a lot of job sites. This is kind of your standard stuff. This is also some of the stuff that the hobbyists are going to see. But starting off, ER70S-6. That wire is probably the most common wire you're ever going to see in industry. Everybody makes it. If you make filler metals that go for mild steel, you make that wire. It's just a common wire. Hobart makes it. Lincoln makes it. Let me see if I can pronounce the name right. Bollinger Welding. It's the one that you're going to see at places like Northern Tool and Harbor Freight. That's the gold, well, copper coated wire. It is literally copper coated. This is a copper coating with a steel core. The reason they put the copper coating on is for easier feeding into the machine. Feeds out of the gun nice. Plus, it doesn't burn your contact tips up as fast as just metal on copper, steel on copper. Where you're going copper to copper, it allows you to have a longer tip life. I've noticed that the longer tip life stuff when I'm running flux core. Flux core is generally not a coated wire, and it has to do with the manufacturing process that they use for it, plus the applications that flux core goes into. Many of them are copper sensitive. But the box I have over here on the left, this is your, let me take it out of the box further. This is a self-shielded wire. What self-shielded wire is that you don't need a gas to it. Everything else on the table needs a gas to run it properly, but it's just a gray, steel gray wire. I wish I could get my editing software to work, because I would love to show you a microscopic view of the end of the wire, because this is actually a tubed wire. The wire is actually a cylindrical shape with flux on the inside of the wire, and that's why they call it flux core wire. It's nice because if you're welding on a windy day, or the one that I famously do is run out of gas, you can still keep welding with your wire feeder. And generally though, flux core has a size range, thickness of material range, that you can't go below it, you can't go above it. That's why I really don't like the self-shielded flux cores that much. I do carry it for oddball jobs and other things. A nice thing about flux core, from what I've read about a self-shielded flux core, is that you can use it as a mild hard facing. So for those of you that need a nice hard face on something, say your bottom of your plow, you can put that on it, and it should help with the wear on the plow. Because I'll tell you this much, this stuff is a hell of a lot cheaper per pound than, say, actual hard facing. ER70S-3, really the big difference between the S6 and the S3 wire is the fact that the S3 does not have the copper coating, where the S6 does. You're mainly going to see the S3 wire in heavier industry and on a heavier duty machine than a 140. And that just comes down to the fact that most people are not going to want to run a non-copper cladded wire if they don't have to. Getting into the flux core stuff, E71T-11 and E71T-GS. Now the GS is the one that you're going to find at Harbor Freight. That's the only place I've really ever seen it. The -11 is the one that you're going to find more commonly. And both these wires are self-shielded wires. To break it down a little, it's electrode 70,000 psi, all position, because it's a one, tubular wire, -11. Now the -11, that's your chemical designator, what's actually kind of in the flux of the wire. The E71TGS, that's pretty much the same except a different chemical designator in the wire. And I'm thinking that the reason Harbor Freight sells a GS wire, I have to go look at the designators, but I do believe what they put in the GS designation is a cheaper than what they put in the Dash 11. Personally, I prefer the Dash 11 over the GS. That's just me though. Now, this one down here, E71T-9C-J, this stuff right here. This stuff is a gas shielded wire. This stuff is not cheap either. It's in a plastic bag because it's got to be hermetically sealed. These, once you open them, you want to keep them dry. You know, it's the old saying, like black powder stuff, keep your powder dry, well, keep your wire dry. Now, why would you see that in the industry? Well, you're going to see a lot of flux core, gas shielded flux core in the industry, mainly for petrochemical and power production. And the whole thing about it is that they need a certain chemical composition. So they need different chemicals in the flux to meet the needs of the job. Now, as a hobbyist, you're really not going to go out and buy gas shielded flux core. Number one, if you've only got a 140 amp machine, it is not going to run. It's not going to run it. I usually run this off my engine drive. I've got a wire feeder for it. And that's what I burn this stuff in with. When you're talking heavy industry, mining, power production, petrochemical, anything chemical industry, you're going to probably, if it's wire fed, it's probably going to be a gas shielded wire, a gas shielded flux core wire. It's also the fact that as a hobbyist, you're not really going to want to go out, spend the ka-ching on flux core, gas shielded flux core over your S6 MIG wire, because you can buy this for $2.50 a pound. You can buy this for $6 a pound. They only come in 10-pound rolls. It's the smallest I've ever seen flux core, gas shielded flux core. Sorry about that. Because you can get yourself shielded down in a 2-pound roll. But the gases that you're going to run with anything mild steel are either a CO2, straight CO2, or a blended. Blends, there's hundreds and hundreds of different blends. Watch my video on welding gases and you'll see more of what the heck welding gases do, or hear about what welding gases do. Stainless steel. Let's move on to stainless steel. 308, 308L, most wires are going to be dual coated. What I mean by dual code is the AWS, American Welding Society, puts out all these numbers, all these different chemical designators And what they do is classify the wire. Now, E308, E308L, that's what they call a dual classified wire. For most cases, that's what it is going to be, is a dual classified wire. 308-308L slash 308L. For many stainless projects, such as welding exhaust, you're going to want to stick with a 308 wire. And this stuff isn't cheap, so if you are looking to do your own exhaust system and think, oh yeah, I've got a MIG welder and I can just MIG weld it on myself. Well, okay, yeah. But the whole thing is that this wire is 25 bucks a pound. This little freaking roll, 25 bucks a pound. Plus, you need a freaking super expensive gas with it. Your Trimax. And that goes with any of these wires. 309, this is what you would, this is actually what people used to weld mild steel to stainless steel. 312, that's what you're going to see in the food industry for anything food. 316, that's what you're going to find in the petrochemical and chemical industry. Now, I kind of cruise through that so that we can get to aluminum. Now, aluminum wire is not as expensive as stainless steel, but it's not as cheap as mild steel. You can look at paying $9 a pound for a roll of welding wire. Plus, with aluminum, you have to have a spool gun. Your standard MIG gun that your machine comes with is not going to cut it, because it's not going to feed through the system. Or it'll feed through, but once you start welding, it ain't going to feed through. So, you got to get a MIG gun. You got to get that spool gun for your MIG machine. And I'm sorry about the dogs. They aren't mine. Now, you got 4043, you got 5356. These are kind of the more common wires that you're going to see in the industry. I've got mine are Elcotech. And they are used primarily for everything that has to do with trailer manufacturing. Let me get my notes here. Yeah, general purpose, that's your 4043. It won't do your 6000 or your 7000 series wires. No, metals. But for a good all-around general purpose, this is what you're gonna probably get. Now, if you're one that's gonna repair their own aluminum ladder, I'd probably steer you towards the 4043. But there's also a lot of prep work. Do not do any aluminum work unless you know exactly what you're doing. Don't even do stainless work without knowing what the heck you're doing. Now, 4043, 5356, those are the most common in the industry. Now 4047, some places use 4047 for making trailers. Generally, I'll either see a 4043 or 5356 when they're building trailers. But from some people, they say that they've seen this 4047 around. 4349. This is actually a pretty new wire. As of the shooting of this video, the only company that the welding supply store could find that makes it is Hobart. Everybody else is still trying to catch up to it. And this is supposed, the 4349 is supposed to kind of be a best of both worlds in terms of you're supposed to be able to heat treat it like a 4043, but it's got the strength of a 5356. So, in terms of everything, I thought, well, when I heard that, I should try it out. And as you can see, I haven't gotten around to it. But I just like the fact that I know that I have it. I'll probably be doing a video just on this wire sometime. 1000 series. This is for critical applications where you need pure aluminum. You need pure aluminum, and it needs to be pure. This is where your 1000 series comes in. Personally, I think I've seen it maybe once. That's kind of why I brought it up. But generally, what I've seen out there in the industry is a 4043 and a 5356. It has to have argon. Now, if you've got a TIG machine, you already got argon. Awesome. If you want to do wire feed work with your aluminum, get a spool gun and just plug your argon tank right into the back of your MIG machine. Do not worry, most regulators are set up to give you a reading for just pure argon. Even the little machines that you buy at, say, Harbor Freight or Northern Tool, I think it's even Ace Hardware. Some of the Ace Hardwares will sell small MIG machines. If they run a gas shield wire, they usually have something in the underneath cover that tells you how to run spool gun and a aluminum wire. Yeah, check your door cards. A lot of MIG machines, the door card tells you a heck of a lot. It gives you a pretty good starting point as to where you should set the machine for your MIG wire. Some machines, they don't think that you're ever going to run a stainless wire, so they don't include it, which is sad, because stainless wire works just fine through them. At least the one I have. I have the red one. Yeah, I have the red brand. Yeah, a lot of my stuff is red. Actually, I think everything I own is red. Yeah. except for the little buzz box I got from my father. Everything I own is red. Yeah. But I think I've blathered your friggin' head off enough. Any questions, any comments, put them down in the comments box. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you give it a thumbs down, tell me what I can do better. Constructive criticism helps. I've just started doing these. I thought I'd throw a couple of videos out and see if anything bites. So yeah, I'm working on getting consumables together so that I can do a video on cutoff wheels, because there are certain cutoff wheels for different metals. Don't just run down to Menards and think I'm gonna buy this cutoff wheel and it's gonna cut through aluminum. It might not. There's special wheels for special materials. But yeah, please comment, rate, subscribe. I'll see you on the next video.